Hello and welcome to another episode of the Snob magazine. I'm your host and editor-in-chief, Jeffrey Gomez. The car we will be testing today is the Aston Martin Virage Volante. As you can tell, it's a convertible and it is sexy. I love this car. The moment I got into it, I knew it was the one for me. So let's hop in it and take it for a spin. You know, with a lot of convertibles, you get so much wind noise. This car, there is some wind noise, but who cares? You want to hear that motor. You want people to see you. At least I do. Look at me. Look at me. I'm driving an Aston Martin.
Now, one of the best aspects about Aston Martin lies in its craftsmanship. And this is where they excel beyond any other manufacturer.
In fact, if you take a closer look, right here on the door sill is an emblem that says hand built in England, and that says it all, really. Okay, so what does hand built really come down to in terms of the car itself? Well, when we take a look at these metal lines on the car right here, these chrome trim, if you will, they're real metal. It's not some cheap plastic that's coated with this little chrome stuff that falls off after a couple years. No, this stuff is gonna last forever. Moving to the iconic front of the Aston Martin, we see that the grille here is in fact real metal. It is aluminum, to be exact, and this stuff, again, very sturdy, not some cheap plastic. It's an Aston Martin after all, please. Coming around full circle to the Aston Martin, we get to the interior. When we open up the door, we again find the Hand Built England logo on the door sill. And the interior actually took over 200 hours to stitch. The stitching really looks immaculate. The design and the patterns, and best of all, the seats are comfortable. Now, beyond everything that we just spoke about, which is great and wonderful and really separates Aston Martin from the competition, well, the best thing to do is to drive it. Let's get the hell out of here. You know, when I was first propositioned to drive the Aston Martin, I was a little hesitant. And the reason I was hesitant was because, well, most Aston Martins look the same. So I didn't want to do that. I was like, well, you know, if I get one, it's going to be the same thing. So, you know, what's the difference? But there is a big difference. This car, the 2012 Virage, has a V12. Maybe it matches the year, who knows? Let's hear it. Ready? Woo! You can't make that stuff up, man. I love it. I can just drive around and people see the car, they're like, oh, yeah, that guy's awesome. And they would be right. And it says in a not so subtle way, maybe it is a little bit subtle, that I am indeed better than you, so back off. This car does everything that you ask of it. It's like an indentured servant. You tell the car, make me look cool. You get in it, you're instantly cooler. You want to go fast? Slam on the gas pedal. It goes fast. You want to pick up chicks? Have them look at the car. They're in. God, this is what dreams are made of. Let's listen to that engine again. So we're in first, and now we've got to gun it. Woo! There isn't much better than that. Right now I'm on the freeway, and as you can tell, the wind noise is very minimal. The designers of the car really took that into consideration with the rake of the windscreen and just the overall height of the doors. All these things come into play, so you know, you're not sitting there talking to your passenger yelling at them. No, I'm just talking in a normal voice, and hopefully you can hear me. Because if not, I look like a liar. One great aspect about this car is that if you're tired of driving it in just the automatic mode and the car is shifting for you, you can just hit one of the paddles and you can switch over to manual mode instantly. And then you're in control of, you know, what gear you're in. So say I'm on the freeway on a wonderful Saturday and I'm tired of going 65 miles an hour, and I want to go, oh, I don't know, 67 miles an hour, we'll say. Well, I just hit one of these paddles right here. It changes to a lower gear, and away we go. All within the speed limits, mind you. Yes, we will say that. You know, there really are details to this car that you wouldn't know unless you get behind the wheel of it. For instance, on the paddle shifters that I just talked about, there's leather. There is leather on the paddle shifters. God forbid your fingers sweat and you like slip off the paddle, changing from fourth to fifth. Aston Martin, they think about these things. God bless them. Now there's one gripe that I have about this car, and it's when you put the car in sport mode, you click this button down here, and then up on the dashboard it says sport. But it says sport so tiny that it took me several tries before I realized I was in sport mode, because the button has like a little red light that lights up, but nothing else aside from the optometrist exam that it gives you on the dash panel. So here we are on a beautiful Saturday in Southern California with the Aston Martin Virage Volante. It's a convertible. So what are you supposed to do with convertibles? Well, you're supposed to drive them with the top down. There's nothing more annoying than seeing people who have convertibles and the top is up like 365 days a year. Buy a regular sedan if you're gonna, not use the top. As for me, I'm gonna use the top. And it's a great day, and the beach isn't too far away, so let's do it. Finishing up our review of the Virage Volante, there really isn't anything bad I have to say about the car. The styling is great, the performance from the V12 engine is fantastic, and it's a convertible. What else could you ask for? Here I am at the beach on a wonderful day. What could possibly go wrong? Oh yeah, well, can't win them all.